Hey, what's up, guys? Back at you, B Willie and Matt, the one man wolf pack, Wolf.
Ah, woo!
And today, or right now, we're going to talk to you about getting organized and tools that are going to make yourself, or you and your business, make things a lot easier for you. And so, Matt, let's talk about tools, time management, things that would have made we've embraced technology, and what's great about this lifestyle business is that you can use these tools not only on your desktop computer, your laptop, your mobile devices, your iPads, whatever you got. We got some really cool tools that will allow you to be free and manage your entire just a couple tools to manage your entire blogging business. And so where do we start, Matt? What's the biggest tools that you use that are just like the foundational tools that people need to build their business?
All right. Well, I've got four open here that we use frequently. In fact, this document that you're seeing, this whole outline that we've been showing throughout this course here, is actually inside of Google Docs, or it's called Google Drive now. But it's essentially you can create documents like you would in Microsoft Word or Excel, and they're all hosted in the cloud. Basically, they're all hosted on Google server, so you can access them from any computer at any time, which is what we love about it, because with Google Docs you can actually share information. So, for example, this course outline that we've been working you guys through, Bradley has access to this. You can see his little face up in the corner up here, and I've got access to this. So we can both, in real time, be working on this document and editing it, and I'll actually see him adding stuff into the document as he types it. So it's a really great way to create documents and collaborate with other people on documents. But not only that, but it's a great way where if you're on a laptop or something away from your home computer, you can update information, and when you get home, it's updated on that version as well. So we use Google Docs quite a bit, and it's not just documents, but you can create presentations and spreadsheets and forms and drawings and stuff. We mainly just use the documents and spreadsheets, and we'll discuss forms a little bit later down the line in this course. But for the most part, we use documents and spreadsheets, just to collaborate and to share ideas and to make lists and that sort of thing.
So, Matt, what you're
Now,
saying is this is free.
this is 100% free.
So it doesn't matter if you're on a Mac, a PC. You don't have to have Word. Pay for all these expensive programs. This is all free and all in the cloud. So it's all real time. They can access from any computer, any device, and even download to a computer. Right?
Yep, that's it. That's it. And I mean, just as long as you have a web browser open, I think you do need an internet connection to get in there and access it. But other than that, you can access it from any computer. Doesn't matter what type of computer you're on.
Okay. What's next?
All right. So the next thing is Evernote, right? So I'm going to let you jump in and talk about Evernote a little bit,
Okay.
because Evernote is great for basically saving data that you find from anywhere all into one central location. You use Evernote quite a bit more than I use Evernote.
Yeah.
So I'll let you discuss this for just a second, and then I can even show you how I use it.
So Evernote is probably like the best tool that has it's like life changing for me, because I have it on my iPhone, my iPad, my computer, my laptop, and what it really is, it's like just a note taking app, but a little bit more than that. You can like record audios, you can pull screenshots of in like clips of websites, and really Tim Ferriss. I don't know if it was this book, The 4 Hour Work Week, or I think it was his newest book. He said that he wrote the entire thing using Evernote. And so when I create blog posts, which we'll get to a little bit later, I just want to make sure that you have these tools and applications ready, so when we get into the content, you're ready to go. Evernote is fantastic because you can just easily create notebooks. Matt, I don't know if you have it. If you don't, you don't have to pull it up. But you can create notebooks and then notes inside of notebooks. So essentially, like chapters. The way that Tim Ferriss did it, he created a notebook for a chapter and then individual notes inside there. So as you can see, Matt Wolf has receipts, and then in there's 134 notes inside that notebook. So it's a really easy way to organize everything. To just compile information from your brain either on your computer or on your mobile device. I have it here on my iPhone, and I can speak into it or take notes right from my iPhone with the Evernote app. So it's a very cool tool. I use it for my blogging. You can also use the Google Docs and just do it in there. But Evernote's really cool, kind of similar to the Google Drive, but it's a very awesome tool to just manage everything and write all your posts.
And one thing I love Evernote for, that I use it for quite frequently, is, like you just mentioned, there is an iPhone app for it. So maybe I'll be driving in my car, I come up with a really good idea, and what I'll do is I'll pull over to the side of the road, because I don't want to be using my iPhone while I'm driving. That's not good. But I'll pull over to the side of the road, or when I get to where I'm going, I'll whip out my iPhone and open up Evernote, and you can record audio messages with Evernote. So when I get a good idea, I'll record an audio message into Evernote and then just save it, turn off the app, and then when I get home, that audio message is sitting on my computer in my desktop version of Evernote. You can actually see I've got a little folder here called Audios, where I save all my audios whenever I come up with a good idea. So I use it for that. That's one thing. The other thing I use it for is, you can see I've got this one here called Great Articles. This is actually a shared Evernote folder where I share great articles, but other friends could share to this folder as well. Then I've got one here called Sites and Things to Remember. It's got 42 different articles in it. But if I open up one of these, you can see all these articles that I've clipped from around the web that I can get inspiration from, I can learn from. This stuff is all stored offline too, so even if I don't have an internet connection, I can jump in here and read these posts later.
Matt, you said two things. I have to re-emphasize. What you're looking at is what we like to call, as internet marketers, a swipe file. Meaning, if you see good stuff, good marketing, good advertising, good blog post, this is a swipe file where you can save it for later and go back to it when you want the inspiration, like Matt said. The second thing Matt said, and we all keep this, like Matt and I, just before this, we were looking at all the PDFs, all the information that we consume, and that's how we constantly go back and continue learning. Anyways, number two is what Matt said was so important, is that you can write a note on your iPhone, and in real time you can go back and edit on your computer. So no matter what, it's all synced real time from whatever device that you're using in the cloud. The cloud is this imaginary space online. The cloud.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Evernote's a great tool. So basically, we use Evernote and Google Docs to just kind of store ideas. We use Google Docs when we want to create stuff that's more collaborative, where we're both going to be in it at the same time. Literally, Bradley and I can both be in that document at the same time, working on it. I can be typing something, and he can be typing something at the same time, and we'll both see on each other's screens in real time each other typing stuff. Yes. So it's great for collaborative working on notes and that sort of stuff, creating outlines like what you see here. This was all done in Google Drive. We use Evernote more for on-the-go type stuff. We have a quick idea, we don't want to forget it, we'll save it to Evernote. We've got an idea for a blog post, we'll record an audio, save it to Evernote. We've got access to it later. And then also for creating our swipe file, for clipping things from around the internet that we want to come back to and remember and study and look at again.
More your internal file, like your journal, your your private space. You could share it, but it's more of like your private note taking.
And then we did talk about treating this like a business, and with a business, you have things like business expenses and write-offs. And when you saw my Evernote, you did see I had a folder called, or a notebook called Receipts. I have a little scanner on my computer. You can actually see it here. It's a little scan snap scanner. Can you see that?
Yep.
And whenever I go out and do anything for the business, I save that receipt. I scan it with my Scan Snap scanner. Scan Snap actually saves the files directly into Evernote. Just automatically, you scan it, you press the button on the scanner, and it goes into Evernote. It's designed to work for Evernote. So all of my receipts, when I get home, I scan them through and then throw away the receipt. I don't want to save all my receipts. I save them all in Evernote. You can actually see I've got 134 receipts in here from the business.
Oh, you don't want to show that one, Matt.
Starbucks. That's
No,
probably a meeting with
I'm just
Bradley or
joking.
something. But anyway, okay, so that's what we use Evernote for and Google Drive for. Let me jump back here. Let me look at our notes. So I'm going to talk about Teamwork PM real quick because we couldn't run our business without Teamwork PM. I mean, Learn to Blog is powered by Teamwork PM. And what this is this is a task management system. So later down the road, we are going to talk about outsourcing and using team members. You don't need to do it in the beginning, but eventually you're going to get to a point where you want help. You're going to have other people working on your business for you. And Teamwork PM is a collaborative task management system. So we can go in there and we can create tasks that we need to accomplish to build our website, to get blog posts, to handle the business side of things. And then we can actually assign tasks to different people on our team. They'll see those tasks, go do them, check off the task. That's how we use Teamwork. Should I log into our Teamwork real quick and just give them a quick inside look?
Yeah, if you want to, why not? We'll show them how organized or disorganized we are.
And then you can see my little 1Password up here in a second, which
Is the next
we'll get
one.
into.
Yeah.
So if we go over to over here, we've got the Learn to Blog thing. We've got a little calendar here that shows due dates, and then we've got our task lists. And you can see we've got tons of tasks here. Some are assigned to me, some are assigned to me and Bradley, some are assigned to Bradley, and then we've got some that are assigned to other team members. You can see Usman here. And we just create these tasks, we assign them to other people, and we're good to go. We remember, we jump in here from time to time, look at what tasks we got to get done this week, and take care of them. So this keeps us and everybody on our team on track.
Yes.
It's also got notebooks in it, which we use similar to Google Docs to put messages that the entire team can see. So when we want other team members to see this stuff, they can log into our notebooks in here and see that stuff.
So I just want to make a comment on this, Matt. Is what Matt said? He was talking about receipts. You are running a business, so we don't want you to think about this as a hobby. If you're coming into this and you don't have business experience, you can track and keep your receipts. Obviously, talk to an accountant, an attorney, figure out all that. But just when you treat it like a business, you're going to get the results that you're looking for. So by planning. The things that you want to do and scheduling them out, they become real. And when you have deadlines, by some of the tasks that we're going to give you here in a little bit, it becomes real, and you're holding yourself accountable. So, Matt, the next one, besides teamwork, there's another important one, because when you're on the web, you have so many sites, so many logins. Like, how do you keep track of all that? You actually introduced me to this tool.
Yeah, I actually use 1Password here. This says 1Password for Mac, but you can see up here they've got it for Windows, iPhone, Android, everything. And what this does is, you saw me when I logged into Teamwork, click up on this little icon here, and it saves all my logins in one area. All I do is go to the site I want to log into, click this 1Password, and it just automatically fills in my username and password for that specific site. So it basically stores all your usernames and password into this system. And all you have to do is remember 1Password. You remember your password to log into 1Password. Once you log into 1Password, you can just automatically log into every single website around the internet that you've created a username and password for. We use that. It's not the cheapest option. It's $50. So that's a paid option.
That's only for Mac too, right?
The Mac one's $50. The Windows one is probably something like that also.
Okay.
Yeah, $50 for that. The mobile one is cheaper. The mobile one's like $4 or something.
Okay, so what if, and by the end of this course, you guys are going to probably have logins to, if you don't already have, all your online banking, everything, credit cards. You both use this to store all our data. You may not, have all those passwords now, but by the end of the course, you'll probably have, at least a dozen things that you have to remember. So, and this creates really secure passwords. But Matt, what's another alternative if they don't want to spend the money on 1Password? What other ways can they, easily manage their passwords?
So what we do is we also have we go into our Google Drive account and we create spreadsheets with the passwords. I'd log into one of them and show you, but then you'd know all my passwords, so I'm not going to do that. But I can go here, create a spreadsheet, and I make a real simple spreadsheet. So I go, serve it. I'll make a column for service, site, URL, username, and password. So I'll have those columns, and as we go through this, you are going to get a lot of signups and stuff. So as we go through, you're gonna have to get hosting. You're gonna have to get a domain name. You're gonna be getting a autoresponder. And there's a ton of other stuff that you're gonna be getting usernames and passwords for along the way. And coming in, creating a spreadsheet and saving it in here is a good way to do it. And if you have team members that need access to your logins as well, you can just share this Google Doc with them. Here I'd put in the URL, so maybe our hosting company is brainhost.com, or let me put that one right there. The site is Brainhost. There's the URL to log in, and then our username and password. So maybe my username is Matt, my password is my password. And I would just go down and fill out my spreadsheet and save it all in a Google Doc here. And because Google Docs are saved on the cloud, you have access to your password from anywhere. You can get to it from any computer, any iPhone, iPad, whatever. You can get to it anywhere because it's saved on the cloud inside of Google's system. So that is our kind of less expensive, more collaborative way to share usernames and passwords and login details for stuff.
Okay, so these are just there's a bunch more tools that we're going to need to tell you about. Another one that we use for all of our communication real time is Skype. Matt has that on his computer. We talk back and forth about Skype and all that stuff. But to summarize, here's the to-do steps that we want you to take right now. Number one is get set up for a Gmail account so that you can open your Google Drive account. Google Drive, imperative, you need it in your business. Evernote, I believe, is for Windows and PC, and it's free. There's a premium and a free version, and the premium version, gives you, more access, and it's like $45 a year. You're going to be fine with the free version for now. So download Evernote to manage your blog posts and all your, the writing of your internal documents. Number three, set up a spreadsheet so that you can manage all your passwords, because we're going to get right into it. And go ahead and put your passwords for Evernote, and put your passwords for Google and any other passwords that you have in there that you need to store, unless you already have a tool. Get those in there, okay? And then next, what we're going to move on to really quickly, Matt's going to touch on this, is we just want to talk briefly about time management. And we got a very special resource for you. Matt, you want to just tell them about that resource so that they can, for the people that feel like, I got, a family to manage. I only got 2 hours a day to do this blogging stuff. What solution do you have for them?
Cool. I just want to make one real quick comment. You mentioned Evernote was for PC or Windows. It is available on Mac. So I think you meant to say PC or Mac, but it is available for all those. It's free. Also, one other quick action step, I would set up a free Teamwork PM account. We'll put the link. It's teamworkpm.net. But set that up because we're going to start giving you stuff. We're going to start giving you action steps, and you can start creating task lists with these action steps that we're giving you. Might as well create them in Teamwork PM, which is the tool that we use. Now, as far as time management goes, maybe me and you can both share one tip, and then we'll go and tell them about that resource. Well, I'll tell you about the resource first. We've got a guy named Henry Evans. He wrote a book called The Hour a Day Entrepreneur, and he's a time management expert. He actually travels and speaks, and his book is all on the topic of time management and trying to squeeze the most out of your day. And we actually got an interview with him. We got him to give us his 10 best time management tips to make sure that you're really going to squeeze the most productivity out of your day. And he's allowed us to put that interview that we did with him here inside of Learn to Blog. So we're going to link below this video to the interview with Henry, all about time management. But I thought it would be cool to real quickly just give one quick time management tip. I've got one good one that always works for me, and then I'm not sure if you've got one to share or not, but I'll go ahead and share mine, and you can think of your best time management tip as well. But my time management tip is to always be working to deadlines. Whether there's a real hard deadline or not, always set deadlines. So for example, on my personal blog, maybe I want to have I want to put up a new blog post. Well, there's no boss standing over me. There's no client telling me it needs to be there by this date, right? So what I'll do is I'll put on my calendar, blog post must be done by this date. I'll put it in my task manager, blog post must be done by this date. And I'm constantly seeing that. I'm getting reminders on my calendar. I got to get it done by this date. If you set deadlines for yourself and treat those deadlines like you had a boss or like they were for a client, you'll figure out that you're pretty good at getting them done.
Yeah.
Any cool stuff you want to add?
You know, that's really important, and everything Matt said, yes, that would be my tip. And also, when you're putting a task list, don't draw out like a 50-item task list. You know, maybe pick like 5 really impactful things, you know, or just a handful of really impactful things that you're going to get done for the day. And make sure that you get them done and get them done early in your day, because when you knock those things out, you feel awesome. You feel unstoppable when your to-do list is knocked out. So what I like to do is when I have a to-do list, I don't have mine right here. I make one, you know, each day, and I'll just write down a few items. And I try to get those done as early as possible and not go into the email and the Facebook stuff, although sometimes I do. But knock those out first thing in the day, and you know, then you can add, you know, more tasks and things to that later on, and you just feel powerful when you get the most important things done early on in your day.
Cool. All right, so after this video, if you can either move on to the next to the next module, which we're going to get to here in a second. We're going to start discussing how to come up with your ideas and how to pick your niche. That's where we're going to move on from here. You can either take a tangent, go watch our video about time management with Henry Evans. It's awesome. You're going to love it. There's a lot of gold nuggets in there and squeezing out all the productivity from your day. You can go jump there, or you can move on to the next module, and we'll see you in the next video.
See ya.